I'm with Theresa May from the Conservatives. Theresa, we've had over 500 questions from job seekers on read.co.uk concerned about employment issues. We've chosen 5 that are most representative of the questions asked, and I'll start straight away with the first. Abu from London asks, how do you intend to get young people back to work?
Can I first say I think this is a great idea and really good to be able to answer people's questions directly. Really important, youth unemployment is going up again. First of all, we want to help people faster and give more help to more people than the current government is doing, than Labour is doing. Every young person who's been unemployed for 6 months would be referred to a welfare to work provider, some specialist organisation who could give them real personalised help, tailored help to get into work. But we'd also create over 2 years 400,000 more apprenticeships, college places, training opportunities, which would give the young people the opportunity perhaps to get the skills that they might need, but they'd work with the welfare to work provider to ensure that they get the help that they really need.
Our second question, Jeff from Blackpool asks, how can you stop the influx of foreign workers that are taking jobs away from UK citizens?
Well, the first thing I'd say to Jeff is that actually we need to ensure that people in the UK have got the skills that enables them to take the jobs that are on offer. Hence, under our work programme, which would be giving really personalised help to people to get the skills, to overcome the barriers to get into work, that would help people to get into work here in the UK. But we would have a cap, an annual limit on the number of non-EU migrants coming into the UK. We think it's important to have that. We still will need some people to come in with very specific skills for the need of the economy, but we think it's important to have that annual limit.
Douglas from Milton Keynes asks, all I hear about is help for youth. What about the older worker who's been hit by redundancies?
Well, Douglas isn't the only one who's raised this issue with me. And I know that I was talking to somebody the other day who'd been made unemployed in a managerial position, said when he went to the job centre he found it was very difficult for them. They couldn't really cope with his particular needs. So what we need to do is to be able to give specialist and personalised help to people who are over 50 or perhaps have been in more senior positions. And again, that's the great benefit of our work programme, working with specialist providers in the private sector, in the voluntary and third sectors, actually being able to take that individual and give them the help that they need to be able to get back in the workplace. And for those older people who've been out of work for some time, perhaps on incapacity benefit, long-term unemployed, we'd include them in our work programme, which Labour doesn't do. Effectively at the moment, they've just kind of been pushed to one side. But we would be giving them that help to get back into work under our radical work programme, which is our reform of the welfare system.
Another question, Becky from Cardiff asks, what will you do to support the upskilling and training of the UK workforce to help us compete on the world stage?
Number of things we need to do here, Becky. I mean, first of all, the apprenticeships, the training opportunities, the extra college places we're going to create for young people, I think is important. Funding adult apprenticeships as well is important. But we need to look more widely at this. We've had a report done by James Dyson, the creator of the Dyson vacuum cleaner, on how we can become the leading high-tech exporter in Europe. And one of the things he identified was the need for us to look at what we do in schools and universities to ensure people have the right skills. So we're supporting the setting up of some technical colleges, 12 at first, a wider network thereafter, which will give young people the skills from a very early stage. We're also looking at encouraging graduates from the science, maths, engineering and technology graduates to get into teaching with some breaks on repayments of their student loans.
Chris from Birmingham has a question. What can the UK government do to help support small and medium-sized businesses with the aim of building growth in the UK economy and reducing unemployment?
Well, I think it's a very timely question from Chris, because I think one of the most important things we can do to help small businesses to create employment is actually stop Labour's jobs tax. I think that really will endanger recovery, but will also cut off jobs. I was talking only this morning to a businessman who said he's already taken a decision not to employ 2 new people because he's worried about the national insurance increase coming down the track at him. So we want to cut government waste and stop Labour's jobs tax. That's the first thing. But also cut small business corporation tax to help small businesses. Our Work for Yourself scheme under the work programme would give support for people who are unemployed who want to become self-employed. And we'd also give tax breaks to new companies being set up. So in the first 2 years of a Conservative government, we'd give tax breaks to companies on the first 10 employees they hired in the first year they were set up. So a number of things there to really try and get small businesses set up and moving and creating the jobs that we need.
And finally, a question from me. What do you feel uniquely equips you to be our next Secretary of State for Work and Pensions?
Well, first of all, a real passion for this area. I've been looking at the issues of how we help unemployed people get back into work for 8-9 years now. I think we've got the right ideas for getting people back into the workplace, and I'm really keen to have the opportunity to actually get this into place. There are so many people out there who want to work, who are looking for work, but who the system is letting down. And I think we need to ensure that we've got a welfare system that gives the support to those who are genuinely looking for work. Those who can't work will be supported as well. But on the other side, we also need to say to those people who can work but who aren't getting into work, who are refusing offers of work, actually that's not fair to those who are genuinely looking for work, and they would have to have a cut in benefits. So real help to get people who are looking for work into the workplace, but a scheme that says, we want you to be looking for work and we're going to give you the help to get there.
Theresa May, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.